Hi there everybody and welcome to the first tutorial in the series The 3 Boldest Fails Cards in Conjuring. This is the tutorial for the Trinity Shifter, at least that's what I call it. And this is one of my favorite fails cards because it's quite deceptive, pretty fancy looking, but rather easy to master compared to many other things you can do in card magic. First I'm going to show you the right grip for the whole thing, and then I will walk you through the whole fails cut in 5 steps, and then I give you some practice tips so that you can progress in learning this rather quickly. So get a deck out and let's do this. So hold the deck in your left hand in a grip I would refer to as a elevated dealer's grip. The deck is mainly held between the thumb and the second finger at the side corners, at the front side corners here. And the third and fourth finger rest flat at the right side of the deck, supporting the whole grip and always staying very close to the second finger. The index is curled to the inside, resting at the bottom side of the deck. Now in this position you are able to just lift up your thumb, which swings the deck around. Can you see that? And in this position now the right hand approaches the deck and kind of mirrors the grip of the left hand. And this is basically what you would hold when you perform a Hindu shuffle. Again, the deck is mainly held between the second finger and the thumb, this time at the side corners from the inside, with the tips of the thumb and the second finger sticking out a little bit. Again, the third and fourth finger rest flat, very close to the second finger to support the whole grip, and the index might be stretched out or curled at the top side of the deck. So take a close look again at this grip, because this is what you are working with the whole time of this fails cut. Now let me walk you through the 5 steps of this fails cut. Step number 1. Break off a package at the bottom, about 1/3, and pull it out. Step number 2. Swing both hands together, then cut off a package from the top, about 1/3 again. Step number 3. Swing out with your left hand, then replace the bottom package at the bottom. Step number 4. Swing both hands together again and replace the top package at the top. Step number 5. Square up the cards and you're done. Now, what you are doing is you are creating the illusion of cutting the deck, but actually you're not interfering with its order at all, and this is the essence of a fails cut. Now let's take a look at this step by step. Step number 1. Now, the deck held in the left hand like explained. Now the right hand approaches and kind of mirrors the grip of the left hand, reaching for the cards to hold them between the second finger and the thumb, with the tips sticking out a little bit, and the second finger and the thumb are reaching mainly for the lower side of the deck. So that's what's happening. Your right hand comes and grips the cards like that. And then your thumb breaks off a package at the bottom by simply pushing down. And there's nothing more to it. Just come with your hand, grab the cards at its lower edge and break down a package with the thumb. And then all you got to do is pull out this package. And there you go. Now this might cause some troubles. In the beginning the cards might come out sloppy, but with a little practice you should be able very soon to pull out a package from the bottom pretty cleanly and quickly. And that's step number 1. What's happening in step 2 is that both hands now swing together, and you do that by swinging your left hand wrist clockwise and your right hand wrist anti-clockwise. Do this simultaneously, and you bring the cards together in a way that the left side of the bottom package and the inner edge of the deck in your left hand align. In this position you will find that this area of your thumb tip that sticks out here perfectly fits into the right inner corner of the deck in your left hand to contact about another third of cards from the deck in your left hand. Now, because you are holding the bottom package in your right hand between the second finger and the thumb, your third finger, your ring finger, is completely free to operate. Now, in this position, this free to operate third finger will now reach out and grab cards at the outer right corner so that you are enabled to lift up a package from the top, which brings you in the position where you hold the bottom package between the thumb and the second finger and the top package between the thumb and the third finger. And this is the most difficult thing here to do during the whole fails card, but you will find this rather easy after a little time of practice, especially if you compare it to so many other crazy, weird and very difficult things you can do in card magic. Now, this is your final position after completing step 2. So you hold the bottom package at top with the thumb between the thumb and the second finger, and you hold the top package at the bottom in your right hand between the thumb and the third finger. The middle package remains in your left hand, and this is your position. Step 3 is a piece of cake compared to step 2, but it's still very important to get this one right, because this is where the magic happens. Think about it. During the whole procedure, the left hand holds on to the middle package. Now, if the left hand wouldn't move at all, this would give orientation to the spectator to follow the packages along. And this is what you have to avoid. So, from this position, you do not lift the upper package by moving your right hand away from the left hand. Instead, you will swing with your left hand sidewards and upwards. So this is your starting position for step 3, and from there swing your left hand to the side and upwards. And this is key to make this fails cut work, because this is the moment where the spectator loses track of the packages, and this is what you want to have. So keep that in mind. From this position, swing your hand left side and upwards. And this brings you also in the position you have to get into anyway in order to replace the bottom package at the bottom. And this you do by simply pushing the bottom package back to the left hand grip. Now, there could be some trouble with the pinky getting into the way. If you have this problem, maybe you just try to grab the middle package more at the outer edges from the very beginning. So that means you've done it wrong from the very beginning. Or you just help yourself by moving your third and fourth finger, your pinky and ring finger, just a little bit out of the way when you push in the bottom package back into the left hand grip. Now, the last thing you have to do is simply let the second finger from your right hand go and separate the packages, and there you go. You completed step 3. Now, step 4 doesn't even seem worth mentioning after you come so far, because all that's happening is you swing with your both hands together again, just like so, and then you place the top package at the top of the cards. And this brings you in the final position, this one. And this is the last deceptive moment in this fails card, because the last thing the spectator sees are these different separated packages that have been reordered before they blend into one single object again. When you, step 5, square up the cards. I usually do this by coming over with my right hand and then pushing the cards together and squaring the whole thing up. But you can do it in a different manner, which is pretty neat. Simply stretch out your index of your left hand, contact the outer edge, and then just push the cards together like so, and this looks pretty cool. And then you're done with this fails card I refer to as the Trinity Shifter. Well, there you have it. That is that. At least all I could think of mentioning about this fails card. So let me summon it up for you one more time. Pull off a bottom package, cut off a top package, swing out with your left hand, replace the bottom package, replace the top package, and then square the whole thing up neatly. Some tips for practice: you want to use an old deck at the beginning, like I'm working with this very worn out dragon back bicycle deck here. Can you see it's very dirty? An old deck. The cards are sticky, and this helps a lot when it comes to working with cards with packages. Of course, you have to master any technique so you are enabled to work with a brand new deck. But for the beginning of a new technique you're learning, an old deck, when it comes to cutting cards, helps. You want to practice step by step. Don't rush in. Only fools rush in. Always keep the right position of the fingers in mind and keep the whole movement in perspective. You would want to practice in front of a mirror. This helps a lot too. And if you stick to it and you give it some time, you should be able to master this technique pretty quickly, and then you have a very nice fails card in your repertoire that you can bring in almost at any occasion. Yes, that's it for me for now. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you have already, stay tuned, because the next tutorial in this series will be the tutorial for the wingman card. At least that's what I call it. Another very fancy, good looking, very deceptive, and not so hard to learn, not so hard to do fails card. There's also a tutorial coming very soon for the in-air riffle shuffle, and I'm planning on doing more tutorials for basic stuff, also for advanced sleight of hand, and I'm also working on some very, very nice card tricks, some old stuff, some classic stuff, and some new material, and from easy to hardcore, although the hardcore stuff will be out later because I have to practice myself a little bit for some things. Anyway, stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and give me some feedback. Has this tutorial been helpful? Has it been too detailed, too long? Do you want to have it shorter? I don't know. Let me know what you're thinking, and I will answer your comments definitely. And if you have questions, let me know. Until then, bye-bye.